Thanks for clicking on the video. Today I want to talk to you about a fire lighting method that you probably didn't know. It's called the fire roll. To create fire by using or making the fire roll, you're going to need a few components. First thing you're going to need is a bit of wood. Using a knife, a saw or an axe, you could go out and make these pieces of wood yourself, or fashion them and carve them down into two flat pieces. Or I've just brought with me today, I've got some timber that I had lying around in my garden, so I've brought that with me just for the example. The next thing you're going to need is some cotton wool, and I've always got some cotton wool in my first aid kit. So I'm going to take out a little bit of cotton wool, place it down there. The next thing is you're going to need some ash. So we're going to try and create a fire by using some cotton wool and some ash. The ash could be left over from 3 hours ago, from 3 years ago. It doesn't matter as long as you have a bit of ash. Cold ash, obviously no ember. So in this plastic container, just to show you, I've got some ash. There's a little bit of charcoal in there, there's some white ash. It's just the remains of an old fire that has gone out. Now to use it, what I'm going to do to begin with is take my bit of cotton wool. I'm going to open up the cotton wool and just place it down onto the piece of wood. I'm going to use maybe 3 or 4 of these pieces of cotton wool. So again, you just split them open, place down your cotton wool. Now for the ash. I'm going to take some ash and I'll just sprinkle a bit of this ash all over the cotton wool. And you'll see we've got bits of charcoal. So quite firm bits of charcoal and some ash. And we just have to put a little layer on like that, and the next trick is to roll all of this up really dense into a nice dense bit of cotton wool with ash in the middle of it. So this fire lighting method, it creates fire by friction. The idea is that you rub it really rapidly like this, and the ash and the charcoal, the friction created, creates heat. What we should end up with after about 30, maybe 50 seconds of rubbing or rolling is a very hot piece of cotton wool, which will smell and you'll see smoke coming off it. Let's just get to it. So I'm going to roll it this way a few times just to get it nice and dense. I'm going to take my piece of wood. I'll use this side. Again, roll it a few. Just get that somewhere secure, and then and you can see, I really don't know how long that took me, maybe 15 seconds of rolling it. You can see there, we have just created an ember using a bit of cotton wool from a first aid kit, a bit of ash. This could be from yesterday's fire, or even a fire that went out half an hour ago. To take this to a flame, what we then do, place it into a tinder bundle and blow it into a flame. Let's do it. What we'll see now is a very thin, light grey smoke. The nearer we get to the flame, the thicker, the darker, the browner, the more creamy the smoke will become. So we can see that colour changing to a brown. I think we're seconds away from a flame. There we are. That is creating fire by using a bit of cotton wool and ash. You can replace the ash with other materials. For example, there's a fungus called a cramp ball. By crumbling the cramp ball, it's also known as a King Alfred's cake. You can crumble the cramp ball into the cotton wool and repeat the same process as I was doing. You can also use a bit of rusty metal. So if you were to find a bit of rusty metal, you can use a knife or a stone, scrape off the rust into the cotton wool, and again wrap it up. You don't have to use cotton wool. Plant fibers, you can replace the cotton wool with plant fibers. What do I mean? Well, nettles and anything that can give you fibers off the inside of the bark, you can use. Grab the fibers, dry them out, roughen them up, repeat the same process. It's a great way. Once again, many of you might have seen this method, many of you have probably never even heard of it. Give it a try. If you have a fireplace at home, whether it's a wood stove in your living room, or if you have an old barbecue in the garden, grab some ash, grab some cotton wool, 2 pieces of wood, give it a try. If you like these sort of videos, please let me know, and I'll be back with plenty more short videos of what you can do at home to recreate something I'm doing here in the woods, bushcraft hacks. Thanks for watching.